It'll pull up and it'll say, oh, it's going right now.
Perfect.
What's up, kid? How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I love these in-person calls. They're good. They're good.
Yeah. A little more intimate.
That's it. That's it. So, well, cool. Well, we're in person today. So, just want to kind of update you. So this month on March 29th, is our next NGRN. Really excited. I think
Yeah.
last month, if you guys missed it, you missed out on a great speaker. Grant did a tremendous job talking, telling his life story. And I really do think that this month is going to be the exact same thing. We have Andrew Dobbins, thanks to this guy right here, coming in and speaking. I think just talking about himself, his business, how he grew, and sort of giving some tips on how we can grow as well.
Yeah, and this is if you guys are familiar with Intelligent Design, he owns Intelligent Design. It's like an HVAC, solar, plumbing company. They kind of do it all here in Tucson. It takes a quick Google search to realize how massive this company is and how, prominent he is in the area. He's done a success. I think when I was talking with him, he had a goal of like 60 million this year in volume. So, I mean, he's doing some big stuff, for sure. And he's a guy that he just says it how it is. So if you want to, I mean, it's going to be worth your time to come out. And I think one of the things he wanted to highlight for this month's meetup specifically was sales. Like, how do you, correctly sell to people? What's the importance of sales? And I think that's really what he's focused on in his business and how he's been able to scale so quickly. So it'll be a really, really good meetup. Make sure you guys make an effort to put it on your calendar and be there. Again, these are free events. So Drew and I do the work for you guys. You just got to show up, grab a drink, and enjoy other people's company and get to network. So it'll be a good one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like, the speakers that we've had in the past have been very real estate oriented. And I feel like these next few months that we have, including last month of speakers, are more generally relatable, whether you're in sales or thinking about starting your own business, being an entrepreneur, having access to these people, because every single meeting that we've ended, these people have said, here's my card, call me if you ever need anything. Like, they're open, they're giving you an open opportunity to come speak with them and ask them questions and pick their brains. So what a better place to get a natural introduction to someone like a community figure like an Andrew Dobbins, and get to connect with him and ask him questions that you wouldn't really normally have the opportunity to ask.
Yeah, absolutely. And then get insight to the next level of the game you're trying to reach. So Drew and I are going to be talking a little bit about goals today. I think one of the important steps in setting goals for yourself is realizing the level of the game that you're in. And when you come to these meetups, specifically like this next meetup, you get to meet someone who's at a tremendously high level in the game. And so you get to kind of, compare yourself to him where he's at and then figure out, okay, if I want to get there, what's my next step? And so with that in mind, talking about goals, Drew, what are, if you want to maybe tell the people what your goals were this year, are you on track to set them? We're kind of coming in, we're, in March now, so we're wrapping up quarter 1. Have you been on pace to hit those goals this year?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I've fallen a little bit behind, but I have a couple of big potential cases in order that could hit my monetary goal. Sharing it with you guys and feeling completely comfortable. My monetary goal this year is 100 grand. So I'm not exactly on pace, but I'm definitely close. And if these cases come through, I'll be more than on pace with that. So very excited about that.
That's awesome.
And then in terms of just personal goals, there are some things that I'm trying to hit, some health metrics in terms of weight that I'm trying to hit, as well as just prioritizing some of the things that are important, like spending family time and time with my girlfriend, and prioritizing those things in life. Oftentimes, Cade and I have conversations offline where we just say, man, life goes by too fast, too quick. And so making sure that you're spending your time with those who are important to you and prioritizing that. So those are like my 3 big goals. And I feel like I'm hitting all 3 of them in stride. A little bit behind on the financial goals. That's really the one that's truly trackable in terms of like a breakdown. But yeah, I'm on pace with the other ones. So how about you, man?
Well, first and foremost, that's good to hear. Because it seems like just yesterday we were making a video, ending quarter 4 of last year and then kind of talking about what our goals for this year are. So, I would say very similar. As far as like my financial and real estate goals. I think I'm on track so far. I just got to keep the momentum and keep the pace. So as long as I don't just stop doing what I'm doing, I should be fine. Um, and then as far as like my physical goals, I never really set anything. Ideally, I just want to be, more active than I was last year. So, and then as far as family goals, I mean, I feel like I'm spot on, just spending a lot of time with family, especially on the weekends. I try to carve out, especially Sundays, I try not to work at all. So that's been really, really healthy and beneficial for my situation. So, um, what do you think, Drew, as we kind of wrap up here, what do you think is the most important thing to keep in mind when setting goals for yourself personally and, your business?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of it has to do with the attainability part, right? And setting a goal that is not like shooting for the stars. I mean, obviously you don't want to set a goal that is easy, that you know you're going to hit, right? But setting a goal that is difficult and asking you, pushing yourself to do more than you actually can or more than you did, but still within the control of yourself, right? So, like, I never really try to set too many goals that are reliant on what others have to do.
Mm,
So, like, for example, an income goal, right? My income goal is really dependent on me closing business with other people, right? So it's kind of a hard goal to set because who knows, I might not close any business and then I don't hit the goals. So you have to measure it in a way of like, okay, what can I do on a daily basis to then that will lead to the enough activity, which will then lead to enough opportunities for me to have a shot, which will
mm.
lead then to the opportunity to close business, which then will lead to income in my pocket. And so breaking down those and reverse engineering them to a specific goal that you can actually do that might be uncomfortable, but still attainable is the way to do it. So almost reverse engineering those goals.
I like it. So it's setting, instead of like end-based goals, it's setting like daily goals that
Absolutely.
you can track, right? So
Absolutely.
instead of, hey, I need this many closed sales, I know that in my business, I need to make, 200 calls in order to close one sale. So I need to be calling 50 people a day or having 50 conversations a day, right?
Absolutely.
And then hitting that every single day instead of trying to just hit one sale a month or whatever it is your goal.
Exactly.
That makes
Exactly.
sense. No, I think that's extremely important, and it helps, I think, with the longevity of your goals. It stops from like a burnout, right?
Absolutely.
Where it's like it's very easy subconsciously in our human brains to get unmotivated and want to quit when you don't accomplish a goal. So
Absolutely.
instead, making it, no, I'm just going to hit these things every single day based on what I know that should get me hitting my goal by the end of the year.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think for those in sales, it's like at one of our previous events, we had Kay Watanabe with Property Partners, and he was
Mm,
talking, and he said his day is from 8 to 2. And they explained what that meant. And he said he starts every day at 8 a.m. and he doesn't stop until he sets two appointments, whether that's two listing appointments, two sale appointments, whatever that looks like. And so I think that that's something unique as
mm,
well, because if you hit those goals and you say, okay, I need to hit these metrics and you do it by 10 a.m., you're done. Your day
right,
is done. You can
right.
do whatever you want for the rest of the day now. Right. So, like hitting those goals. But then if other days you're slacking off and you're not doing what you need to be doing, then you got to work until 6, 8, 10 o'clock at night. So I think
That's
it's,
yeah, it's
yeah.
very, very, I think that's a solid way to look at it. And as we end this, I do want to mention, I mean, Drew, I apologize, but I'm forgetting your word of the year. I know we talked about it before. Mine was focus.
Mhm.
And so I would consider that's been one of my goals this year is to just stay focused every time I come into the office. Every day that I'm working, just staying focused on the task at hand, not checking my phone, not responding to text, not doing anything but what I need to do in that moment, then move on. And so what I can say, and that again, that's not something I really track, but I do myself personally. I can't like show people that. But that has been something I've been doing well at this year was just focusing on the task at hand, nothing else.
Absolutely.
Remind me
Yeah.
again your word.
Mine's discipline. So
Nice.
same exact thing. I mean, honestly, very similar to yours.
Yeah.
Yours is focus. Mine's discipline. Hitting those day-to-day metrics. I wasn't very good at hitting those last year because
Hmm.
I really didn't know how to track and what to actually hit on.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Beautiful.
Well, if before I end, I want to ask you, Cade, what is your number one advice when it comes to when you goal set,
Mhm.
now that we're finishing through, the end of the first quarter
Yeah.
and things start to deviate and life gets busy and your goals kind of change and adjust, how do you keep yourself on pace and on track, but also kind of change those goals directionally as you're making the decisions that you are? Because you've got a
Yeah.
wedding coming up at the
Yeah,
end of the
right.
year, those types of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly, it kind of sounds dumb, but I think the biggest thing that helps me is just having that calendar. And believe it or not, whatever I put on my calendar, I actually do. Wow, it's crazy how that works. So, as my goals change, I immediately go to my calendar and then adjust what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. So, a big change that I've been in my business since the bachelor trip, actually, and just talking with the boys is the way I procure a business now is different. And so the first thing I did was go to my calendar and I blocked out time to be doing something consistent every day, the specific change that I'm gonna be doing from now on. But things like that. So I personally like to use my calendar and that's how I implement changes as my goals change,
Love
if
that.
that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, sweet.
Awesome. Yeah, I think, are you good?
I'm
Good to
good.
wrap up.
That's it.
So let's promote again NGRN March 29th.
Yep.
5:30 to 8:30 at the U of A Sands Club. We're gonna have Andrew Dobbins there speaking. Again, I mean, we can't say enough good things about the people in our group. It's just such good, positive people who are always looking to grow, get better, and truly get the most out of life. So if that sounds like something you guys are interested in, you're more than welcome to come. Again, it's free. We'll have info on the meetup below, or you can reach out to me or Drew directly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the one thing I really want to hit on is you don't have to be a real estate agent. You don't have to be a lender. You don't have to have your own company. You don't have to do that. If it interests you, if anything interests you to meet people, even if you want to just meet people just to get to know others in the community, it's a great networking
Yeah.
event. Everybody loves to see new people. We're all super welcoming. I mean, we have bartenders coming. We have the manager of a bra spa. Like we've got a whole bunch of
Yeah.
different people that are showing up now. You don't have to fit in just the real estate or lending category. You can
Yeah.
be any one of anybody. So
Yeah, absolutely.
cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.